Hey everybody, it's Hannah with Mountain Watershed, and I'm out on the Jones Mill section of the Indian Creek Valley Trail today, and we are going to go over how to identify garlic mustard and why it's a nuisance and how you can remove it, and also how you can make some yummy treats with it. So we were supposed to have a trail work day scheduled for Saturday, April 4th, but unfortunately with current events that's not going to happen. So we're trying to do as much as we can through video to still stay engaged with everybody. And wow, sorry, there's this really cool bug on this tree and I just can't, I'm just so distracted. I have never seen a neck like that. This bug is so cool. Oh my god. Okay. One of the ways you can help us during this time is to go out on your own to the Indian Creek Valley Trail and help us do some invasive species removal. And we're going to do some fun educational videos, at least I hope they're fun. And we're going to show you how to identify some of these plants and how to remove them. And some of them you can even use for culinary purposes. And that's pretty cool. So I'm excited to teach you. So, fun fact, garlic mustard was first found in Long Island in 1868, and that's the first place we saw it in North America. Chances are it was brought over here for culinary use. It's a very popular plant for culinary and medicinal use in Europe, Western Asia, Northern Africa, so it makes sense that people would like to bring it over here to use. But there's an issue with that because North America doesn't have any natural predators for this plant. And in its natural habitat, there are moths and butterflies that whenever they have their caterpillars eat the leaves. So it keeps the plants in check. But since we don't have that here, it just runs rampant. And that's an issue because it can outcompete for space with our native plants. And we don't want that. We would like to keep our native plants. Some of them are beautiful spring wildflowers. So we are trying to do our best to keep the garlic mustard in check. And by doing that, we have to pull it. So you can either pull it by hand or you can use pesticides, and we're not going to use pesticides. So the more labor intensive way to tackle this is by pulling it by hand. So we'll demonstrate that today. Here we are near the Jones Mill section of the Indian Creek Valley Trail, and this is our first patch of garlic mustard. So, the way garlic mustard grows is in this rosette, and it's a biennial, which means it takes 2 years to grow to its full stage. And the first year, it'll stay in these little rosettes. They'll grow larger. And then the second year, it will flower. Mullein is another biennial that's common around here. And then the second year of mullein, you'll see those huge yellow flower stalks. So with garlic mustard, the best time to go out and harvest or pull garlic mustard is a love bug. Oh, a love bug. These things are so neat. Okay, anyway, the best time to go out and harvest garlic mustard is right after it rains, so the soil's wet, because garlic mustard, like dandelion, burdock, yellow dock, they all have this thick taproot that goes all the way down. And best way to get a hold of it is to pull the leaves to one side so you're exposing the root, maybe brush off the soil a little bit, put your fingers around it, and start wiggling. You gotta wiggle the soil around it so it starts to come out, and this one's starting. Ooh. All right. So, you can see here that for this one, the taproot did not fully come out, which means that this could definitely still grow back. It'll grow back next year. Probably grow more over the summer. But we got the leaves, which means that this year this plant will not grow large enough to flower and produce seed, because I think it's about 600 seeds per garlic mustard plant, and that means it can spread very quickly. Here's some more garlic mustard. Purple stem. Move away the leaves. Pinch. And pull. Ta-da! So if you're out on the trail and you're helping us pull garlic mustard, the best way to do this is to take it with you. So bring a trash bag out with you to the trail. Put all the garlic mustard in the trash bag, because if we leave it, it could definitely grow back. So we talked to Salt Lake Township, and they approved us to have people drop their trash bags in the dumpster up at the township building. So you can go ahead and do that so you don't have to take it home and mess with it yourself. Whoa, look at that taproot. Cool. So go ahead and drop your bags off at the township building, and that's an easy way to take care of this. Ooh, check out that taproot. Oh, nice. And the thing is, once you start to be able to identify garlic mustard and you look really close, you'll find it everywhere. It's all over the place. So I'll show you what I mean in this patch. So I stopped in this area because I saw this big garlic mustard, but as I look closer, there's another one, and another one, and another one, and some more, and there's one hiding behind those, and there's some up there, and it is all over the place. So like I said, the more you start to identify things, the more you're gonna see it. Whoa, look at this guy, look at that root. And you can see that they even shoot off the sides. So there can be multiple rosettes from one root, because they can just pop off there. You can see, so the taproot goes down, and then we also have this guy shooting off right here. So while you're out pulling garlic mustard, share some videos with us, share some photos with us. If you see a cool caterpillar or something. I saw a really cool bug a while back, and yeah, so I love cool bugs, I love cool nature stuff. So share it with us, because I really like to see that stuff. Okay, so now that we found some garlic mustard and I showed you how to properly identify the garlic mustard itself, let's go over some common lookalikes that you might see along the trail that might get you confused. So here is a plant that looks kind of like garlic mustard. So we have this plant, it's fleabane, and here's a garlic mustard leaf. They kind of look similar, but you can see it's got that C shape, kind of looks like a Pac-Man, and this one narrows down to the rosette here. And the leaf on both sides of the stem goes all the way down. So I wanted to do a side-by-side comparison of one that you might get mixed up. So this, see, has a really dark purple stem, and it has pretty grooved leaves there. And this is the garlic mustard. So look at that one for a second. And then over here, take a look at these leaves. And they don't look much similar when you, or they don't look very similar when you look at them up close. And these are a little smoother. And this is violet. And you don't want to pick these. And if you're confused, again, pinch off leaf, rub it between your fingers, and see if it smells like garlic. I guarantee you the violet will not. One thing you should keep in mind when you are harvesting wild plants and you'd like to use them for culinary purposes is to make sure that you get them from a nice clean spot, because the leaves and the roots can hold contamination, hold pollutants, and if you don't get them from a clean spot, you're just putting that into your body, and that's not cool. You don't want to do that. And especially in the case of garlic mustard, it has that big taproot, and that's where it stores all of its energy through the winter. And that also bioaccumulates, which means that there are toxins in the soil, different chemicals and things can then be absorbed into the root of the plant. And if you're then eating that root, that means it's just going into your belly, and we don't want that to happen. So I don't recommend eating any of the garlic mustard along the Indian Creek Valley Trail since it's an old railroad bed. But garlic mustard is everywhere, and chances are you probably have it in your yard. So if you know that your yard is a nice, good spot, if you go out and harvest some roots there, you can definitely make some culinary things with the garlic mustard in your yard. Just be sure that you have a nice, clean spot. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you learned a little bit about garlic mustard and how to identify it, so you can go out on the trail and start looking at the ground and say, oh, that's garlic mustard, there's garlic mustard over there, oh my gosh, there's a whole bunch of garlic mustard on that hillside. And then you can help us remove some. So it's good for you, it's good for us, it's good for the native plants, and we appreciate you. Thanks.